obsessed with lots of different things. Not just numbers and math, but art, technology, Legos, etc. Along those things are video games. For any person older than 60, video games are games that you play on a screen. We all like different games, whether it be 3D exploration-based games, puzzle games, or, first-person shooters. We all like and grow up with different genres. My personal favorite genre is the genre of 2D platformers. Played about 30 of them or so, but there's two in particular I want to talk about today. These two are my favorite games of all time, and they mean a lot to me. They both have an 8-bit art style, even though the release date between them is about 24 years. Anyway, let's get into it. Now, I'm a big Super Mario fan. I'm not sure if any of you knew that. Anyways, you might be expecting this game to be Super Mario World or Super Mario Galaxy. But funnily enough, this game is actually none of those. In fact, a ton of people think this game is bad because of its severe difficulty. The game in question is Super Mario Bros. The Lost Levels. Now, when you boot this game up, you'll see it looks just like the original Super Mario Bros. This is because it was made in the same engine. Also, I don't know why, but the game's logo doesn't show up for some reason. Instead of there being a 2-player option, you can now play the game as either Mario or Luigi. Yes, this is no longer a 2-player game. Each of the plumbers have their own unique traits. Mario has good traction, but he can't jump very high. Luigi, on the other hand, can jump really high, but has very poor traction. This makes it look like he's on ice. He is very useful for reaching certain areas, though. This game features all the power-ups from the original. The red mushroom makes you big, the green mushroom gives you an extra life, the fire flower gives you the ability to shoot fireballs, and the sword gives you temporary invincibility. However, there's one more power-up called the poison mushroom. This isn't much of a power-up, as it only makes you small, and if you're already small, it'll just kill you. Its dark negative colors definitely explain that. This game is hard. Very hard. First shown in World 5-1, the game introduces wind. This allows you to make really wide jumps across pits. New enemies appear too. Red piranha plants pop out of pipes quickly, and won't stop even if you're nearby. There are also 2 different types of warp zones in the game. If you get lucky, it'll help you advance. However, if you're not so lucky, it'll take you backwards. For example, if you're able to get past the flag below World 3-1, you'll find a warp zone that takes you back to the beginning of the game. Once you beat the game and defeat Bowser, you'll be presented to World 9, some sort of fever dream world. But that's not all. If you beat the game at least 8 times in a row, you'll be presented to Worlds A through D, 4 more worlds with 16 challenging levels. Sadly, I don't have footage of that or World 9. Now, I'm not saying that the game being hard is bad, I'm just saying it's a good challenge. Speedrunning the game is even more fun because of all the different routes you can take. Speaking of, the game is chock full of secrets. For example, in World 1-2, if you're able to get past the exit pipe, you'll find a hidden area below with platforms you can jump across. There's a fun challenge to find a warp zone. Now that's a lot of good things, but there's just some stuff that simply ruins the lost levels. For example, World 6-4 absolutely sucks! Thanks, guys! Anyway, the things that ruin this game for me are the fact that you can't go backwards in a level. Like, I get it. This game is from 1986, but come on. Another thing is World 9, which is probably my least favorite world of the game. I want a 9 more underwater levels with ground elements such as hills, bushes, Goombas, bullet blasters, life tubes, etc. All of this weird gray and blue color scheme. You also both under the flagpole, which is rather paranormal for underwater levels. World 9-3 is an outdoor castle with only one enemy, Bowser's brother. Yes, Bowser has a brother. Throw hammers at you, and the only way to defeat him is by throwing 5 fireballs at him. It's kind of tricky to do since you're in a rather tight corridor. There's also a sub-area full of clouds that at night can be accessed by climbing up a vine or entering an L-shaped pipe. Which, is really bizarre. The level ends with a flagpole. World 9-4 is this grand underwater level with random enemies just walking around. This Japanese text saying thank you. Oh, and yes, the level ends with a flagpole. Overall, the Lost Levels is almost perfect except World 9 and the fact that you can't go backwards. Now, my favorite video game ever is not what you think it is. It's not a Mario game, it's not developed by Nintendo, but rather a company by the name of Distractionware Limited. My favorite game of all time is VVVVVV. VVVVVV is a 2D platformer where you don't jump, but rather flip. The entire game is based around this mechanic and uses all of its ideas perfectly. The story goes with the scientist dog character called Viridian as a ship that crashes and his 5 crewmates, Violet, Vitelli, Vermilion, Verdigris, and Victoria, are teleported to a random area in this dimension called Dimension VVVVV. Viridian Viridian is trapped in a space station with different enemies everywhere. Victoria is trapped in a laboratory with gravity lens to flip through gravity once you come in contact with them. Vermilion is trapped in a really tall auto-scrolling tower with spikes at the bottom. Vitellery is trapped in a haunted space station with conveyors to push in the direction they're facing. And Verticus is trapped in a warp zone with warping that takes you to the opposite direction of the room you're in. It's up to you, Viridian, to save everyone. And Violet is at the ship since she's the only one who didn't get teleported. The game also has 20 of these training collectibles, which simply upload the game's soundtracks. Play whatever you want back in your ship. If you collect all 20 and talk to Victoria, you unlock a secret lab which lets you know the achievements you've earned. It also features the Super Gravitron, a really difficult minigame where you bounce between two gravity lines, dodging these squares that move at a rapid speed. The game also features 2 level editors. One of them comes with the main game, and the other is called VED, which is more advanced and has more tools. You can make basically anything you want by combining several of the game's mechanics. You can make a puzzle, a hard-coded barrier, a troll-assisted speedrun, a glitch showcase, a 20x20 adventure with 400 rooms, and you can even try and remake some of your favorite games. Once you're done crafting your masterpiece, you can post it online for other people to see. VVVVVV is truly an amazing game. The only negative thing I can think about this game is the amount of hate it gets brought to the internet. Like seriously, a ton of people think the game is too hard for them, but really it's not that much of a hassle. This game is the apex of 2D platforming for me, and it really doesn't deserve that much hate. It's one of the first games I ever played, and it means a huge lot to me. The game has also received various ports over the years. There's the original computer release from 2010, the 3DS release from 2012, and the Nintendo Switch release from 2017. I will always love this game no matter what, and it will always hold a special place in my heart. Oh, and a while ago, the game received its 15th anniversary. So yeah, VVVV is truly an amazing piece of platforming, and while gamers hate it, I will always love it and will never let go of it no matter what. Also, thanks for watching, guys. There's a ton of games that I love but wasn't able to cover in this video because it would probably end up being about 30 minutes long. Also, sorry this video took a long time to make. I was just really busy with other things. Okay, guys, that's it for now. Bye.